on Royal York Crescent, a Georgian construction which has been one of the finest points to live in Bristol and the British Commonwealth, the British Empire. Since 1820, these buildings were occupied with a fine view of the valley, with Bedminster opposite, where the coal mines could be vaguely seen in the distance. Yeah, this is quality. I like quality. I like British upmarket. I've got a great respect for it. In fact, when these buildings were built, there were quite a few men in the community who were morally upright, who were even religiously possessed with the duty to do the right thing for the community and God. Some of the first people to live here possibly owned slaves, because there were a few more years before the slaves were emancipated, and the owners here in England received their payoff so they could use the cash to build stately homes out in the countryside with a bit of land. Yeah, I like history. See, because this building was constructed early on in the Industrial Revolution, completed in 1820, started in 1791. Now, a local iron foundry or two would have had the job of making these metal verandas, decorative teehee shelter from the English weather. The idea of sitting out on a sunny day and taking the advantage of the sunshine from your living room would have been great, even though this isn't the south of France, and it would very rarely have been used. Later developments probably didn't put these balconies on because we don't have the weather for it here in Bristol. So it's Royal York Crescent. Bristol. Wish I had a spliff. It's just incredible. It appears logically, philosophically. You look back at the big move the British Empire started about 1600, when James I released the Bible in English his way. Got his jollies out of witchcraft trials and tortures and executions, but he authorised people to go and claim parts of America for the King of England, and he authorised them to take gold and slaves from Africa, and he authorised them to import tobacco, and he slapped a great big tax on it. And then for 150 years, people around here got more and more wealthy because there's tremendous fabulous percentage profit to be made out of slavery. You take another human being and you, for the rest of his life, you get the benefit of his work. You get all the profit from what he produces. So that children who worked in the coal mines over there in Bedminster, hardly ever seeing sunlight, never having shoes, these children in their whole lifetime would not be paid enough to pay for that little window above the front door there. The front door itself, yeah, it would be a man's wages for a whole year, many years actually, now to look at it. Yeah, so what you have then is a big disparity. Some people have fabulous wealth and many people have nothing. Well, so they aspire to rise up, so a class ladder begins. You know, some people have a little wealth, some have more wealth. Then you've got your lawyers, you've got your ship owners, you've got your clerks, you've got your vicars and priests. You've got a middle class building up, people who can write, people who can add up money, people who can keep money in their building overnight. And my little recording is being interrupted a bit by Ali paying attention to present time, what's actually happening right here and now. Anyway, I'm not going to deal with the whole subject here in one little video, but I have seen while having revelations on psychedelic trips, for example, I have noted that what you got here is, by being organised by wealthy, powerful people, our culture moved from all being peasants and rural to having more and more for everybody on the ladder, yeah? But then there comes a time where you have to start putting things right, because we've now created a world that knows itself. We know what's on the surface of the planet. We know what people are doing. We're all trading with each other. So it's no longer fitting for people who live here to own Africans that they've never seen, who've been moved from Africa to Jamaica to grow sugar, you know. So they had to end with the slavery, and then you have to end with the mining class. You know, English people have to have shoes and schools and meals and homes to live in and all that. So it costs an awful lot of money to mine coal in England. So the Chinkies do it. So all the coal miners went abroad in my lifetime, leaving millions of people that were formerly employed in coal-driven industry like steel mills, boatyards, car factories. Millions of working people were left idle in this country. Then we think, oh well, give them a handout and we'll see if we can organise new work for them. Well, 3 generations have gone past. We've not developed new work for them. We've been rearing people on handouts their whole lifetimes. We're not sorting things out by providing a healthy, active life for them. We just let them use drugs and alcohol and behave irresponsibly, have unplanned children, and we've got a pretty crazy society at the moment. It's got the potential to be sorted out. I always believed that if we used cannabis properly and respectfully, not force-driven capitalist oriented, make a profit cannabis, but let's get people high cannabis. Yeah, we could sort it out so that everybody does work. People don't have to get ill. Yeah, we could sort all that out. I'm not really expecting to live to see it. I'm always hoping, for years now, I've been hoping to live just to see the turning point, to know, right, it will not stop now, it's going to get cleaned up, But there is no Lone Ranger. Who's going to go, Trump, you're dead. I shot him because I'm putting things right on this planet. Who's next? You've been running the homelessness industry in this country. You're out. You don't run this place anymore. Bristol Council. I'm going to inspect you one by one, and many of you are going to lose your jobs, and a few of you are going to lose your lives. It's not going to happen, is it? No. Because I thought by putting material out on the internet so that it's available to every kid on their phone, this means I could pass on the really valuable truth so that the bright young kids could go, oh, don't do cocaine, do cannabis. Oh, don't get it from a regular dealer, grow it yourself, because the regular dealers means crime, organised. Right? Yeah. But what, somebody else comes along and tells the kids, you want to watch Spotify, or you want to do this, you want to do Twitter, or you want to play with the latest thing we've invented for you. Yeah. Ah, well. I have climbed the mountain and I have seen the promised land. I don't know, you like it when you get there, but guess what? We have to get there one at a time. You're next. An unusual man like me probably has to live alone. I remember reading about Merlin. After years of operating alone, where only he knew how he did what he did, he was asked by a woman called Vivian, who infatuated him, to teach her his magic. So Merlin was teaching this Vivian his magic, and she used it on him, and got rid of him. Yeah. So, how could I share my life with somebody? I tried it. Everybody's a bit odd when you look at them closely. I mean that. I can find absurdity in any human being if I look for it. Yeah, you can live with someone if you let them appreciate your absurdity with respect. You know what I mean? I could have a fan as a partner, but I'm not going to get into a co-pilot situation again. Not in a hurry. Look at what happened to Merlin. I can understand that. Yeah. For most of my life, I've managed to operate quite well solo. I liked occasionally getting physical sexual relief. I quickly got addicted to that, but I could learn to live without it again. Really, what I just need is to love myself. But the way I do that is if I love a dog and I see the dog is happy and the dog loves me and the dog is grateful to me for the dog's happiness, this means that I can love myself. I can know I'm a good man. That dog is very, very happy. And that dog knows that it's me that's made it very happy. I'm a good man. I love myself. I'm nice. And I do it twice. And it works. Because I can be whatever I want in my own head. I can run a conversation that runs right through everything, you know. Humphrey Davy with the nitrous oxide experiments just down the hill here, you know, laughing gas, recreational use of it 200 years ago. Yeah, know what I mean? Yeah, lots of interesting history, you know. Once upon a time, life consisted of keeping the fire stoked with coal, smoking your tobacco, candle lights, later gas lamps. When these buildings were about 80 years old, they would have got a little bit of electricity, still single glazed, cold water only. But they were posh. Yeah. When the new harbour was built at the same time as these houses here, the new harbour, because it had a lock on both ends, it filled up with sewage, you know, human waste gathered in the harbour, and there were 2 epidemics of cholera, and the public sewage system got quickly improved. That's all for now. Hey.